we're kicking off today with NXT, as it was a few weeks ago that Gable Steveson arrived on the gold brand, coming to the aid of Eddie Thorpe. Steveson helped prepare Thorpe for his Raw Underground match with Gable's brother Damon Kemp, but on this week's NXT, the Olympian had a huge announcement of his own. Addressing the crowd, Steveson weighed up his options, including returning to the Olympics to go for another gold medal or continuing with collegiate wrestling, but was interrupted by Baron Corbin. Corbin encouraged Steveson to go for any other option than professional wrestling, adding that if he doesn't follow this advice, the Lone Wolf will ensure that Steveson fails in NXT. The Olympian fired back, saying that Corbin's threat has made his decision all the more easier, and revealed that his in-ring debut will come this week against Corbin at the Great American Bash. There is some irony to this, as Corbin will not only be the first opponent for the second ever Olympic gold medalist in WWE, but defeated WWE's first gold medalist Kurt Angle in his final match. Nearly 2 years after joining WWE and following contrasting reports about his progress, Steveson will finally compete. And are you excited to see the Olympian at long last make his debut? NXT also saw the Judgment Day once again make their presence felt, as not only did the pair of Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley open the show, but Ripley had a match against Lyra Valkyria. This match was confirmed during Raw, and despite being the Women's World Champion and having Dominic help out, Ripley had a tough time putting away the Irish superstar. In the end though, it was Ripley who got the win with the Riptide, but even in defeat, this match did a lot of good for Valkyria and her long-term prospects. It is believed that Ripley will soon be entering a feud with Raquel Rodriguez after attacking Raquel's tag team partner Liv Morgan on Raw this week and writing her off TV. A match between Rodriguez and Ripley is expected for SummerSlam, but WWE may already be sowing the seeds of what's next for the reigning Women's World Champion. During a recent live event, Ripley squared off against Becky Lynch in a tease of a future feud between the two, as WWE often uses house shows to test the waters for potential TV plans. On Twitter, fans shared their excitement over the prospect of a Ripley vs. Lynch feud, and the man is one of a handful of talent yet to have a fully fledged program with the Eradicator. Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are two of the most popular women in WWE we've seen in recent years, and who will you be rooting for in this feud? Let us know down in the comments. SummerSlam news now, as WWE's second biggest annual event is just 10 days away, but there's been a lot of questions about the state of the card. Multiple superstars have been bitten by the injury bug as of late, including both Liv Morgan and Kevin Owens, but that shouldn't put a damper on the biggest party of the summer. When Ringside News asked about WWE's booking plan given these injuries, a tenured member of creative said that the setbacks with Owens and Morgan will not affect plans for SummerSlam at all. Morgan was written off this week so she can heal from a shoulder injury, while Owens is said to be dealing with a rib injury and has been for some time. It's unclear as to when this rib injury occurred exactly or how much time he'll need off, but we're wishing both Owens and Morgan speedy recoveries from these recent setbacks. One name we know will be at SummerSlam is Cody Rhodes, and the American Nightmare's wife Brandi is immensely confident ahead of this match with Brock Lesnar. On Twitter, Brandi said that Cody won't just beat the Beast, but will embarrass Lesnar at SummerSlam, and plugged her meet and greet, which will raise funds for the Dusty Rhodes Foundation. This will be the third and presumably final match between Cody and Lesnar, and while Brandi may be confident, toppling the former Universal Champion will be easier said than done for Rhodes. The exact reason for the Lesnar-Cody feud has never been explained on TV, though it has been suggested that Brock was unhappy that Rhodes, not himself, headlined WrestleMania 39. The main event of Night 2 saw Rhodes fail to finish the story and became one of several names to fall to Roman Reigns, in a result which left many fans feeling unsatisfied. Speaking to Jimmy Trina on the SI Media podcast, Rhodes said he was surprised to see how angry fans were and revealed that WWE management had encouraged him not to go online after the bout. Rhodes said that following the loss, he was so busy preparing for Raw and future WWE events that he didn't plan on going online, but said it was still surprising to receive the instruction from higher-ups. That isn't all Rhodes had to say this week, as ahead of his documentary premiere this weekend, Cody spoke to Chris Van Vliet and addressed his AEW tenure. More specifically, Cody addressed his AEW exit and claimed that there was a disinformation campaign around the time of his departure, claiming all sorts as the reasons why he left. Rhodes added that he was very happy in AEW and took huge pride in helping shape the company to what it became, so any reports to the contrary are the furthest thing from the truth. Cody and Tony Khan have an agreement, one that has meant that both sides will have said little about the specifics of Cody's exit, but whatever his reasons were, it's clearly worked out for the best for arguably the most popular star in WWE today. We've got news from Hulk Hogan now, as the controversial former world champion is ready to become a husband for the third time. Speaking to TMZ, Hogan disclosed that he is now engaged to his yoga instructor girlfriend, Sky Daly, and we'd like to wish the couple all the best at this happy time. At SummerSlam, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso will face off in Tribal Combat, with both the Universal title and Tribal Chief moniker on the line, and this match has proven to be a serious needle mover. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer disclosed that ticket sales for SummerSlam have really been picking up since last Friday, when the match between the two was made official. WWE's programming is extremely hot right now, with 50,000 fans expected to fill Detroit's Ford Field, and Reigns and his cousin will give a performance worth the admission price on August 5th. Over to Raw news next, and we all know that plans in WWE are subject to change until the very last moment, and this week's episode was no exception. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reports that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' backstage segment, as well as a Bloodline and Judgment Day video segment, was swapped around, and Becky Lynch's backstage segment was also moved. It was also noted that originally Cody Rhodes' promo was to take place after the Sami Zayn vs. Dominic Mysterio match, but there has been no confirmation as to the reason for these changes. Many will no doubt point the finger at Vince McMahon, who has made changes to several episodes of WWE TV over the past few months, but there's been no confirmation of his involvement. Despite these changes and a smattering of injuries, Raw was an entertaining 3 hours which helped to build SummerSlam, but we imagine those backstage get pretty tired of constant edits. And we're ending today with more from Raw, as plenty went down after this week's show went off the air. In the closing moments of the show, Seth Rollins was laid out by the Judgment Day as Finn Balor continues to build momentum towards SummerSlam, and Seth addressed the fans after Raw. Before Rollins spoke to the fans though, Sami Zayn helped the Architect back to his feet and handed over the World Heavyweight title to the rightful champion. Then Rollins spoke about how the show taking place in Tampa, Florida was special to him, as he spent plenty of time in Tampa as part of FCW when he first came to WWE. Speaking about Balor, Rollins vowed to defeat the Judgment Day member at SummerSlam, saying that his win will be for everyone who has supported him, even back in his days in FCW. Rollins vs. Balor will no doubt be an exceptional match at SummerSlam, the first WWE event in over a year to host 2 world title matches, and we'll have to see if Seth can keep his promise in Detroit.